What up, y'all? It's your boy Abe Mobley here, aka Young Champion, BKA Old Champion, aka King Bling, coming at you with the recap of Season 11 of the OGs and TDs Fantasy Football League. Now, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out and congratulations to Ligma Nuts, the champion of this year's Fantasy Football League. Archie, you started from the bottom, now you're here.
Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here.
Last place last year, first place this year, outhouse to the penthouse. I see you, man. I see you working. You got a couple more rings to catch me. 2 rings might not be enough because I'm probably going to get the 3rd championship out of the way and move on to my 4th championship coming up by the end of the season. So good luck to you and your squad, and congratulations on being league champ. Now, a lot of topics going on this off season. We're still trying to figure out, a couple weeks out, where the draft's going to be. Who the fuck's going to be in the draft? There's so many unknown question marks that's still left to be answered. This is typical Kim Jong-Disky style chaos. Now, one of the hottest topics of the season was the biggest trade of the year. It was basically Jared Goff for Josh Allen. We'll go ahead and break that down, find out who the winner was, who the loser was, and was it even a good trade? Let's find out.
Okay, there's moments where I feel like I'm the hottest. My baby not religious, but she look just like a goddess. They want me to flex, they don't want me to be modest. In 2027, I'll be purchasing a cottage. Pokemon Kush, yeah, this shit look like a oddish. I was in the pussy and that shit had me astonished. I ain't playing tag, but your new shit is not it. Now your new shit is not it. So rockin' hypnotic, I'm way out of pocket.
So, first let's go ahead and recap. What was the trade? Well, first we had one owner trading away Josh Allen, Darrell Henderson, and Tyler Lockett, and receiving Najee Harris, Courtland Sutton, and Jared Goff. So just from on paper, looking at this thing, it looks like it's pretty fair. But let's go ahead and deep dive into this thing, huh? Let's start off with the fact that both teams were 1-3 prior to the trade. I get it. Your team looks like shit. We're a quarter way through the season, and you're looking for a change. The first thing that lets you know that this was a lopsided trade is the fact that one team went 7-3 the remainder of the season, while the other went 1-9. The main argument for this trade was, oh, it's not Jared Goff for Josh Allen. Oh, there's other pieces in the trade. Was there really? Now, let's take a look at the main pieces of this trade. The quarterbacks. This is a superflex league, which means the quarterbacks can be used in the flex spot. The way the scoring works in this league, we see that the QBs are the top 10 point earners in the league. By acquiring Josh Allen, the number 2 overall earner in the league, the Aussies was able to have 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league. This is huge. How huge? Well, Joe Burrow was the number 4 quarterback, and he outscored Jared Goff by over 60 points. Jared Goff is number 6 in the league. The difference between Jared Goff and Josh Allen? Over 100 points. 100 points. The next thing we should look at is projected future production. This is mainly going to be based on the remaining strength of schedule. I won't go too deep into the detail because this is a very important part of our fantasy football game. This is why I'm multi-champion in this league. But let's just say Jared Goff and Najee Harris didn't have favorable matchups in the weeks after the trade. Hell, Najee Harris had to face Baltimore twice, Cincinnati, Miami, and Buffalo, all top 5 rush defenses in the league, left on the remaining schedule. And this isn't even to mention there's more top defenses in the league like Tampa Bay, Philly, New Orleans, and Indiana still left on the schedule. On top of that, Najee Harris had quarterback issues. So every single team they face, we're going to force them to throw the ball, putting 8 guys in the box and making the team throw with Mitchell Trubisky and Kenny Pickett. Couple that with one of the worst offensive lines. It's not a coincidence that Najee Harris had a shitty ass year. The only argument you have for this trade is, oh, this wasn't Josh Allen for Jared Goff. There's more players to the trade. Well, let's take a deeper look into that, because really, Courtland Sutton was a throwaway player, just like Darrell Henderson. In fact, Darrell Henderson was such a throwaway player that we got to take a look at what the hell happened with Darrell Henderson during the season. This is the curious case of Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson was drafted by none other than Trouble T with the 149th pick of the draft. Pretty late pick, pretty much a throwaway player by round 14. And we actually ended up seeing him being the literal throwaway player. So Trouble T trades him to Ozzy's. Ozzy drops him immediately. And then Trouble T picks him back up on waivers for $16 a week later. So technically, Trouble T traded Allen and Lockett for 3 players and still lost the trade. The worst part is, he dropped Kenneth Walker for Zay Jones, a player who he drops within a week. Meanwhile, Ozzy picks up Kenneth Walker, who becomes the Ozzy's second best rusher. This is why Troy was 2-12. Trouble T got Darrell Henderson back and put him in the starting lineup in week 9. So clearly he was a throwaway player, but still found his way back into Trouble T's shitty ass lineup. At the end of the day, this is the main reason why trades should be voted on by all the owners in the league. Maybe the commissioner isn't really looking in depth into what's best for each team going past the trade. Maybe he's just looking at the first 4 weeks and how equal it is, because it was very equal after the first 4 weeks. But maybe someone else might look at strength of schedule. Maybe somebody else might look at what do both rosters look like after the trade is done. These trades make a difference and affect everybody else that's in the league, not just the 2 teams. So just saying, oh, the trade only matters to Team A and Team B is very short-sighted. All I'm saying is we should allow the team to vote on what trades go through and what don't. Not only that, we're looking at a fact that if we show the entire league that there's a trade that's about to happen, maybe another team might make a better offer. Maybe another team might make a more fair trade for Trouble T Roy or for the Aussies and jump in and steal the trade. That should be a thing. Instead of just behind the doors, no one knows that there's a trade that's about to happen until it's already been approved and pushed through. That's ridiculous.